Hello students, hope your preparations are going on well. In this video, I would be covering the GST amendments as applicable for May or June 2026 exams. In order to cover all the amendments in detail, I have prepared the amendments reference material in which I have arranged all the amendments in chapter order. You can find the copy of this amendment reference material on our website under the free resources. The link for the same would be provided in the description of this video. You can check it out. I would also suggest you to keep the provision book along with you so that you can easily refer to it as and when I cover the particular amendment. And in this material, all the amendments I have highlighted in red color, guys, so that it would be easy for you to refer it. And whatever content is in black color, I have just taken it for reference or to give the context of the amendment to you. So you need not worry about whatever is the content in black. You just need to focus on whatever is the red part. Is that clear? So with this disclosure, let us start discussing the amendments, guys. So the first amendment is in chapter 3, which is very small with respect to reverse charge mechanism. Under reverse charge mechanism, the first entry, guys, which talks about the GTA services provided to a specified recipients. Here we have two options. Either the supplier can pay tax under the forward charge mechanism. If not, then the recipient has to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. Clear? So there is no change in the provision, but only the rate of GST has been changed. What is it? You can just come to the clarification, which I would have given it after the RCM list. So there, this rate previously was 12%, guys. That is 6% CGST, 6% SGST, but now it has been made as 18%. 18% the total rate. So accordingly, the CGST would be 9% and SGST would be 9%. This is the only change. Rest, the provisions would remain same. There is no amendment in the provisions, guys. Okay. Even in this chart where I have mentioned about the who is supposed to pay tax under which mechanism, there also this was 12% previously. Now it has been amended as 18%, guys. Just make these changes. That's all. Rest all remains same. Okay. Then coming to entry number 15, where services provided by way of renting of motor vehicle. Who is the supplier? Any person other than the body corporate who has not paid CGST at 6% was there, but now it is 9%. And the total rate is 18%, guys. Is that clear? Previously, these services were taxed at 12%, but now it has been moved to 18%, guys. That is the change. Clear? Yes. So we have also a clarification with respect to this entry. So there also you can see the B point. It was 12%, but now it is 18%. Same like the previous case which I discussed. So please make this change in the rate. That's all. Rest all remains same, guys. Even here, instead of 12%, it will be 18%. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. Even in the note, there is a mention about the rate. Just change it to 18%. 9 plus 9%. Okay, sir. I repeat again, guys. There is no change in the provision. Whatever RCM list we have discussed would remain same, but only change is with respect to whatever 12% was there in two cases. Now it has been changed to 18%. That's all. Got it? Yes. Actually, the rates of GST as per section 9, depending upon the classification of goods or services, is not a part of your syllabus. Sir, am I supposed to know the rate applicable for different goods or services? No, guys, it is not a part of your syllabus. But in RCM, here, at what rate GST is applicable and whether forward charge is applicable or reverse charge is applicable is important. So that is why even the rate part is a part of your syllabus. Please be careful. Whereas for any other goods or services, sir, should we know the rates? No, guys, it is not a part of your syllabus. Is that clear? Even in the rates, there is a small changes which has been made. So what is it? I will just mention. Guys, now only there are few rates, that is 0%, 5%, then 18%, then 40%. These are the only rates which are there. Previously 12%, 28% and all was there, but then they have been removed now, and instead of that 40%, the highest rate has been introduced. Got it? Yes, sir. Now let us move to the next amendment in section 9 subsection 5 of CGST Act. Guys, section 9 subsection 5 gives power to the government to notify any services on which tax has to be paid by electronic commerce operator. Using this power, government has already notified few services for which I had given a shortcut as RAT or Rath Yatra. Yes, sir. Which are those services which were notified by the government for which tax has to be paid by electronic commerce operator or ECO is transportation of passenger services provided by the apps or platform like Ola, Uber or Rapido. The second one is transportation of passenger by omnibus, except when it is provided by the company. Means if the supplier is a company, they will pay tax under forward charge. If not, then RCM is applicable. Then RCM is applicable. Example is like Abibus. Yes, sir. Next, services by way of providing accommodation in hotels. Even these services were notified, and if these services are booked through e-commerce operators like Oyo, Make My Trip, Airbnb and all, then the e-commerce operator is supposed to pay tax. Okay. Then services by way of housekeeping. Sir, I have booked any housekeeping services through urban company. On that, who is supposed to pay tax? Urban company, being e-commerce operator. Same way, restaurant services. Sir, I have booked the food items or the food through Swiggy or Zomato. Who is supposed to pay tax on this? Swiggy or Zomato, being e-commerce operator, guys. But if it is through specified premises, then the supplier will pay tax. All this we have already learned. Now there is one more services which have been added under section 9.5, guys. What is it? We will see. This is the amendment part. I have highlighted in red color. Services by way of local delivery except where the person supplying such services through electronic commerce operator is liable for registration under section 22 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017. Example, Dunzo, Porter, etc. Guys, you would be aware of these platforms. Now assume through Porter or Dunzo, I am booking the delivery services of any items, including now even the Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy and all have these services, guys. Even Blinkit. Clear? Huh? They provide the delivery services of groceries or any other item. Now, is that covered here? Yes, guys. That is covered here. So who is supposed to pay tax is the e-commerce operators or the platforms. Got it? Yes. But if supplier is registered under GST, actual supplier, then they will pay GST. I will explain this with a chart. You can observe here. Local delivery services. Assume guys, I or you are booking the delivery services through Porter, and actual supplier is not Porter. They are just the platform. The person who owns the vehicle is the supplier. Correct. So normally the vehicles are not owned by Porter, guys. It is just a platform. It is just an aggregator. The vehicles are actually owned by various different people. They would have attached their vehicle to Porter, and whenever there is any need, they will pass on the information to the supplier. They will come and provide the delivery services, for which obviously Porter also would be charging some commission or platform fees. Okay. Now, this is the person who is providing the delivery services through e-commerce operator. Okay. But who should pay GST, sir? First, we need to check whether the supplier is registered under GST. Supplier is registered under GST means they are giving reference to section 22 subsection 1, which talks about turnover, guys. As it is a services, so we need to check whether the aggregate turnover of the supplier is more than 20 lakh, or in case of special category states 10 lakh. If yes, they are supposed to get registered under GST. Yes. In that case, who will pay tax, people? Supplier. Supplier has to pay tax under forward charge mechanism. But most of the time, these suppliers will be a small people whose aggregate turnover will be less than threshold limit. So they would have not been registered under GST. Yes. So in that case, they are telling, Porter, you pay GST. Being an electronic commerce operator, you pay GST. I have given it here. You can see. If supplier is unregistered, means whose aggregate turnover is less than threshold limit as per section 22 subsection 1, then e-commerce operator should pay GST as per section 9 subsection 5, guys. Is that clear? So these provisions are very similar to accommodation and housekeeping, which we already learned. Okay, so for housekeeping also you can see we need to check whether supplier is registered or not registered. Same way for accommodation. Same way for accommodation, we need to check whether the supplier is registered or not. No. Yes, similar provision. Clear. And I know student might get confused with the transportation. Guys, here please be careful, sir. Already transportation is covered here, no, sir, in point A and B. Why again, sir? Guys, please be careful. Here, clearly it is mentioned that it is transportation of passengers and not goods. And whatever delivery services are covered here is for not persons, not passenger. It is for goods. Is that clear? Yes, sir. And one more clarity. Now we can book the food items through various restaurants on Swiggy or Zomato. If you're booking the food, guys, that comes under this category. Whereas, assume, sir, I am booking any groceries through Swiggy Instamart or Flipkart Minutes. In that case, where that will fall, sir, in this category, guys. So please be careful. Here, what is covered is only restaurant service. Clear now, because the same platforms are providing even the other delivery services, including Blinkit. Okay, so Blinkit, Amazon, or even Flipkart Minutes, they have provided delivery services. The delivery services of items of any goods other than food. If it is food, obviously it will fall here, guys. Okay, if it is any other item, then it will fall under F point. Hope it is clear for you. This is an amendment. Yes, sir. Then coming to a few important notes. This is not an amendment, but this is just a clarification which I am giving you so that you will be careful with it. Guys, whatever amendment we have learned here, no, this will also have impact on other topics like persons who are required to pay tax under section 9(5), that is electronic commerce operator, has to take compulsory registration. Where is it given? In section 24 of registration topic. So if e-commerce operator is supposed to pay tax under any of these points, for them registration is mandatory, guys. Registration is mandatory. Yes, sir. Then electronic commerce operator who is required to pay tax under section 9(5) is not supposed to collect TCS as per section 52. Section 52 talks about TCS, tax collected at source under GST, guys, not income tax. Yes, sir. But TCS is not applicable in case where the e-commerce operator itself has to pay tax as per section 9(5). So when should e-commerce operator collect TCS? That is only when supplier is liable to pay GST. When e-commerce operator itself has to pay tax as per section 9(5), should they collect TCS? No, they need not collect it. This is a provision connected to section 52, but I'm just mentioning it here so that you will be careful. Yes, guys. So previously, before this amendment, I had given one shortcut for the students to remember, that is Rath Yatra. R-A-T-H, yeah, Yatra. Yes, sir. But now there is one more item added. So how do we remember it, sir? D Rath Yatra means you can remember it as Devara Rath Yatra, guys, or Deva Rath Yatra. Is that clear? So D is a new addition here. D is a new addition, delivery services, or you can call it as local delivery services. Okay. Now, sir, okay, they have used the word local delivery now, sir. Now, what is that local? Is it within the city or municipality or within the state or within the country? How is it? Guys, there is no clarity with respect to this. So you need not worry. I don't think they will test you in the exam about this. Clear? Local delivery, they have used the word, but what exactly is local? They have not clarified it. Maybe in coming days they may clarify it, but as on today, they are not. Got it? Yes, sir. Now, let us move to the next topic, that is chapter 4, which talks about exemptions, guys. Please be careful. In my material, I have made chapter 4 as exemptions. As you guys are aware, I would have swapped place of supply and exemption in my material. So accordingly, I am taking chapter 4 as exemptions, guys. Okay. So there, entry number 18, goods transportation services, which was there. Now, there is an explanation added for it. What is that? We will see. But before that, let me read the entry once. Services by way of transportation of goods by road except the services of goods transportation agency or a courier agency. So, in entry 18, the goods transportation agency and courier agency has been excluded. So, if they are providing any transportation services, is it exempt as per entry 18? No. But for goods transportation agency, whatever services they are providing, there are separate exemptions, guys, which we would have already covered. Yes, you can see entry 21, 21A and 21B, which talks about the exemptions for transportation services provided by GTA. Yes. So here only few specific goods are there. And here, if the recipients is not a specified recipients, then GTA enjoy the exemption. Then here, if the recipients are some government related departments, even though they are registered, but only for TDS purpose, exemption is available. Got it? Yes, sir. So GTA is excluded from entry 18, whereas they have been included in separate entries. Got it? Whereas courier agency has been excluded from 18 and we don't have any separate entry for this. Okay, sir. Then by inland waterways. So whatever they provide by way of inland waterways, whoever might be the supplier, it is exempt. Clear? Please be careful. This too, as per entry 18, is not exempt. That means, is it taxable? Yes. But as I told you, goods transportation enjoy, goods transportation agency enjoy the exemption as per other entries. Yes. Now there is an explanation given for this entry. What is it? Let me read it. This is an amendment part, guys. Nothing contained in this entry shall apply to local delivery services provided by an electronic commerce operator. Okay. Or the local delivery services provided through an electronic commerce operator. Sir, what is the difference between both the points? Guys, I will explain you. Please pay attention. Now, assume the local delivery services is provided by porter itself. That is, porter itself own the vehicles. Actually, in reality, they don't own any vehicles, but I'm just giving an example. Okay. Now, local delivery services are provided by porter through various vehicles which are owned by porter itself. So in that case, sir, will it fall under this explanation? Yes. Second scenario. No, no, sir, porter doesn't own any vehicles. They are just the aggregator. They are just the platform. Actually, vehicles are owned by various other suppliers. In that case, whatever suppliers are providing the local delivery services through porter to the recipients, is it covered in this explanation? Yes, guys. Even that is covered in this explanation. Hope you got it. Yes. So local delivery services provided by an electronic commerce operator by itself, that is porter, or else local delivery services provided through, that is some other supplier is providing the local delivery services through whom? Through porter. Both are covered. Yes, sir. So both are covered in the sense, guys, explanation is covering both of them, telling the above exemption is not applicable for them. So in simple, whatever services are provided here, local delivery services, either directly by porter to recipient or by supplier through porter to the recipient, both are not a part of entry 18. That means, is it taxable? Yes, it is taxable. Okay, sir. Then they have also defined who is goods transportation agency, guys. GTA. This will have impact for both exemption as well as the RCM part, because even RCM covers GTA. First item. Yes. GTA means any person who provides service in relation to transport of goods by road and issues a consignment note. Consignment note means it is like just like a receipt, guys, where the transporter, once he has received the goods, he will give a receipt telling, yes, I have received so many goods, so much quantity of goods on so and so date, it will be delivered to so and so address. Clear? Yes. By whatever name called, but does not include, means GTA will not include the following two. What are those? Same like explanation. An electronic commerce operator by whom the services of local delivery are provided, an electronic commerce operator through whom the services of local delivery are provided. So in simple, guys, in simple, whatever we saw here, no, explanation told the above exemption is not applicable for the following two people. Same way here they are telling the following two people are not included as GTA. They are not considered as GTA. So now if you ask me, sir, GTA enjoy few exemptions, no sir. Here, as per entry 21, 21A and 21B. Is this applicable for porters, sir? No, they are not covered. So that means they have to pay GST as per section 95. Hope you guys are getting it. Hope you guys are getting it. GTA will not include the local delivery service provider, whether by the platform itself or through some other supplier through the platform. Got it? Yes. Then there are new exemptions which are introduced, guys. What are those? We will just have a look into it. Following are the new services which have been exempted from CGST. Accordingly, it is exempted even under IGST Act, guys. So, what are those? I will just explain in simple terms. Listen here. Guys, I, being an individual, if I take any life insurance policy or health insurance policy in my name or in my name along with my family members like my parents or spouse, children's like that, whatever premium I pay to the insurance company on my life insurance policy or health insurance policy is exempt from GST. I am called as insured. The person in whose name the policy is taken is called insured, and the company from whom I have taken the policy is called insurer. When I have taken the policy from the insurance company, I would be paying the premium. Either it might be life insurance premium or health insurance premium on which GST is exempt. GST is exempt only if I have taken in my name or me along with my family members. So, who is family here? They have not defined it. They have told as per the insurance contract, whoever's name is included in that policy, joint policy, in which I along with my family members are included, they are covered. For which exemption is available. But if any group insurance plan is taken by the employer in the name of employees, that is group of employees, exemption is not available. Or in case of association, if they have taken the policy in the name of their members, or partnership firm has taken the policy in the name of partners as a group insurance, it is not exempt, guys. On such premium, is GST payable? Yes, it is payable. Clear? So the group insurance, they are not covered here. And please be careful. When I have taken the policy in the name of my family members, exemption is available. But not in case of any business and all. Business means, for example, employer is taking the in the nature of business or profession I am talking about. Clear? Yes. So if employer is taking a policy in the name of all the employees or group of employees, then exemption is not available. Same way as I explained, in case of association or partnership taking the policy in the name of members or partners, or even sometimes the employee union or labor union might take policy in the name of various employees or laborers. Even in such case, exemption is not available, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Let me read out quickly. Entry number 36C. Services of life insurance business provided by an insurer to the insured, where the insured is not a group. Okay, insured means the person who has taken the policy. Should not be a group. Sir, what if it is a group? Taxable. Explanation. For the removal of doubts, it is hereby clarified that. So, guys, they told it should not be a group. Okay, yes. But in the explanation, this exemption shall apply to a contract of insurance where the insured is an individual or the individual and the family of the said individual. Means, sir, is family of the individual allowed? Yes. It can be a group for family, but not for others. For the purposes of A above, family shall include all the individual insured as family in the contract of insurance. Means, are they defining who is included in the family here? No, no. They are telling whoever is a part of the contract of insurance as a family members, we will consider them. Clear? Yes, sir. Same way. This entry 36C was for life insurance. Now let us see for health insurance. 36D. Services of health insurance business provided by an insurer to the insured, where the insured is not a group. Okay, again, same similar provision, but the only change here is it is health insurance. Or explanation for the removal of doubts, it is hereby clarified that this exemption shall apply to a contract of insurance where the insured is an individual or an individual and family of the said individual. Okay. For the purposes of A above, family shall include all individual insured as a family in the contract of insurance. Is that clear, guys? Same to same provision. Only thing is the type of insurance policy has changed. That's all. Provisions is same to same. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Then 36E talks about reinsurance of the insurance services provided in serial number 36C or 36D is also exempt, guys. Sir, what is it? Assume, guys, Vikas took life insurance policy with ICICI. ICICI. Now, ICICI is not able to bear the entire risk. They are reinsuring this with, assume, SBI. They are reinsuring this with SBI. Now I would be paying premium to whom? ICICI. And ICICI is providing the insurance services to Vikas. Is that exempt, guys? Yes. Now same way, ICICI will share a premium with SBI because they are passing on a part of the risk to SBI. In that case, SBI also is providing insurance services to whom? ICICI. Is that also exempt? Yes, guys. Even the reinsurance services are also exempt under GST with respect to health insurance and life insurance. Hope you got it. Clear? Yes. Though this is an amendment, but I just want to clarify one thing with respect to this so that students will not get confused. Guys, we already had few amendments with respect to insurance. Just a minute. Yeah. So with respect to life insurance, you can see already we had various exemptions. Now, whatever life insurance services is being exempted now as per this entry, they didn't tell who should be the supplier, who should be the recipient and all. Clear? But they told group insurance is not exempt. But earlier, already exemption was available if the life insurance policy is taken as a group by the army or naval, whoever is working there, or in case of the central armed police forces, like this. For a particular group, it was available. Exemption was available. Is that clear? Not for everyone. Not for everyone. You can just have a look into it. All this we have already covered in detail in the class, guys. So I'm not going in detail now, but I'm just giving you a clarification. Okay. So if these services are provided even as a group to so and so selected people, it is exempt. Sir, what if it is any others? For example, TCS, Infosys, HCL took the group life insurance policy in the name of their employees. Will they enjoy the exemption? No, guys. They will not enjoy the exemption. Is that clear? Yes. Now, also as per entry 36, there were exemption available for few selected policy. If I, Vikas, as an individual take the life insurance policy under any of this scheme or yojana, only I was enjoying the exemption. But now they are telling you can take life insurance policy under any scheme, any yojana as an individual or for my family. If I take life insurance policy and if I pay premium, it is exempt from GST. Clear? Previously also exemption was available, but only under the selected scheme or yojana. But now it is open for any scheme, guys. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now, the amendment is with respect to time of supply, chapter 6. This is a good news for the students. Two subsections has been omitted, guys. What is it? See, in chapter 2, I have covered a clarification. Refer to clarification regarding the transaction in vouchers. Chapter 2, section 7, subsection 2 read with schedule 3. After schedule 3, I have covered a clarification. Yes, with respect to vouchers. So as per that clarification, this two subsection has been removed, guys. If you want, you can just refer to this. Okay, once again, so that you will not get confused. Yes. So what is that? 12 subsection 4, which talks about time of supply with respect to voucher, has been omitted for goods. Same way for services, 13 subsection 4 has been omitted completely, including all the illustrations, examples, whatever I have given, you need not study it from now. Is that clear, guys? Yes, sir. If you guys want to refer to this clarification, you can just check the link provided in the description. I would attach the link for this complete video. I have covered this part after schedule 3. I have covered this. You can just watch it so that you will get 100% clarity, because whatever has been omitted now is as per this clarification, guys. As per this clarification, where they have told the transactions in voucher is not at all a supply. So that is why whatever is the provisions with respect to the vouchers in section 12.4 for goods and 13.4 for services has been removed. Got it? Yes, sir. Now we will move to the next topic, that is in chapter 7, value of supply. Guys, in this chapter, there is no amendment, but there are few clarifications given with respect to the discount as per section 15 subsection 3 clause B. So before we understand the clarification, let me explain again section 15.3, which we already learned, but let me quickly explain that. Exclusion in determination of value of supply, section 15.3 clause A. But whatever clarification is given is with respect to clause B, but let us read both. Clause A first. Any discount which is given before or at the time of supply, if such discount has been duly recorded in the invoice issued in respect of such supply. So if this condition is satisfied, where the discount is given at the time of supply and it is recorded in the invoice, then while calculating the value of supply to the supplier, we can reduce that discount element. Yes, the second part. This is important, so pay attention. Any discount given after the supply has been affected if such discount was known and agreed at the time of supply. Okay, it was already known and agreed. That is established in terms of an agreement entered into at or before the time of such supply and specifically linked to the relevant invoices. So this is a discount which is given after the supply, but it was already agreed on or before the supply. Okay, and it will be linked to the relevant invoices. Why? Because, sir, supply would have already been made in the past. Invoices would have already been issued, with respect to which we are giving the discount later. Was this discount agreed before only? Yes, at the time of supply itself, it was agreed. And one more condition. Input tax credit as is attributable to the discount amount on the basis of document. On the basis of document means which document, guys? Credit note. We also call this as GST credit note. Issued by the supplier has been reversed by the recipient of the supply. Now, if recipient has claimed full credit as per the invoice which is already issued in the past by the supplier, then recipient has to reverse the credit with respect to the GST on the discount amount. Not the complete credit, but only the GST amount on the discount part has to be reversed by the recipient. How will you know this, sir? For this, the supplier has to issue a document called credit note. To whom? To the recipient. Based on that, recipient has to reverse the credit. If both of these conditions are satisfied, while calculating the value of supply by the supplier, we can reduce the discount amount. We can reduce the discount amount, and we would have solved a number of questions on this, guys. Anyway, we have few clarifications on this, guys, with respect to the post supply discount. Okay, before I read and explain that, I will try to give an example and later connect the clarification to this example so that it would be easy for you to understand. Quickly, we will understand it. Yes. Assume there is a value of each supply provided for 10,000 plus GST. Let us consider it at 18%, 1,800. So invoice price comes to how much, guys? 11,800. Yes, sir. So totally there are 10 supplies made. So 10 supplies means the value, total value comes to how much, guys? Into 10. Into 10. Okay. Into 10. Yes, sir. So the total value comes to 1 lakh plus GST at 18%, 18,000, and invoice price including GST is 1 lakh 18,000. And supplier had promised to the recipient telling, if you purchase 1 lakh worth of goods from me, you will get a 20% discount. Supplier has already promised this to the recipient. Now, in the year, at a different time point, the recipient has purchased the goods or availed the services for which invoices are already issued. But now the total value of the supply coming to how much? 1 lakh plus GST. Now recipient became eligible for the discount. Yes. Now the supplier is passing on the discount through credit note, which we call it as GST credit note. You can see here. Discount at 20% agreed before the supply. Okay. So the amount of discount on 1 lakh, 20% comes to 20,000. And on this 18% GST comes to how much? 3,600. So total value including GST will be 23,600. Now, from supplier point of view, what is the value of supply? What is the value of supply? As per section 15, what is the value of supply? Is it 1 lakh or is it 80,000 guys? As all the conditions are satisfied, including the reversal of credit by the recipient, that is 3,600. As all the conditions as per section 15 subsection 3 clause B is satisfied, can we reduce 20,000 while calculating the value of supply for the supplier? Yes, guys. So you can see for the supplier, value of supply would be 80,000. On that, GST liability is 14,400. Actually, GST liability was 18,000, but due to credit note, now it is getting reduced to how much? 14,400. So the output tax liability of the supplier will get reduced to 14,400. So the invoice price of the supplier is 84,400. Now, the recipient can claim a total credit of 18,000 or 14,400. What is the output tax liability of the supplier, guys? 14,400. That means recipient has to claim the credit of how much? 14,400. If in case, as already the invoices are issued, if recipient has already claimed full 18,000 credit, then once the credit note is issued, he has to reverse 3,600 credit, guys. He has to reverse how much? 3,600. Effectively, he will be claiming a credit of 14,400. Sir, what if recipient has not yet claimed the credit? He was having a credit of 18,000. He was about to claim it. Now, after this issuance of credit note, how much credit is eligible to claim? He is eligible to claim only 14,400. Clear. So if he has already claimed full credit, he has to reverse 3,600. Effectively, how much he would be getting? 14,400. No, sir, credit is not yet utilized by the recipient. Then now he can use only 14,400. Hope you guys got it. Yes, sir. Now, same example I have taken, but slight changes I would be making. So value of each supply is 10,000 plus GST 1,800. So the value of each supply, each invoice comes to 11,800. So totally 10 invoices has been issued in a year. So value of supply is 1 lakh plus GST on that 18,000. So the invoice price is 1 lakh 18,000 guys. Yes, sir. From now on, please be careful. There is a change. Discount is at 20%, but it was not agreed before the supply. So supplier is giving 20% discount now to the recipient, but it was not agreed, guys. As it was not agreed, while calculating the value of supply to the supplier, should we reduce it, people? No, because this condition is not satisfied, sir. So would we reduce it while calculating the value of supply to the supplier? No. Okay. So this discount was not agreed before the supply. So in that case, should supplier issue still a credit note to the recipient? Yes, but not GST credit note. We call it as financial or commercial credit note. I repeat, as supplier cannot reduce the discount amount from his value of supply, his output tax liability will not come down. Will not come down. So in that case, should supplier issue credit note to the recipient? Yes, but that credit note is called financial or commercial credit note and not GST credit. Okay, sir. So in that only the amount of discount will be mentioned and not GST component. No GST component. If GST component is mentioned, then what do we call that credit note as, guys? GST credit. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. So the supplier is issuing the financial or commercial credit note without GST element in that. Only discount amount would be mentioned to the recipient. Okay. Now, what is the value of supply to the supplier? It would be 1 lakh plus 18,000. Sir, what about discount? Should we reduce discount here? No. we cannot reduce because the conditions given under section 15 subsection 3 clause B is not satisfied. So what is the output tax liability of the supplier, guys? 18,000. Now, how much credit can recipient claim? 18,000 full. Should he reverse anything if he has already claimed full 18,000? Assume he has already claimed full 18,000 credit. Should he reverse anything? No, not required. If he has not yet claimed credit, now after the issuance of this financial or commercial credit note, how much credit can recipient claim? He can claim full 18,000. Whatever is the output tax of the supplier, the recipient can claim full credit, guys. Is that clear? Yes. So that is the difference. Please be careful. If the discount can be reduced from the value of supply of the supplier, and if the credit with respect to the discount amount has to be reversed by the recipient, then the supplier has to issue what credit note? GST credit note, including the GST amount on the discount has to be mentioned in that credit, and accordingly recipient has to reverse so much of credit. Sir, what if the supplier cannot reduce the discount amount from its value? Then accordingly, his output tax will not change. And in that case, the supplier has to issue credit note to the recipient, but that credit note is called financial or commercial credit note, which will not have any GST component in that. Only the discount amount would be mentioned in that case. In such case, the output tax liability of the supplier will not be reduced, and accordingly, recipient can claim full credit. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now let us go and understand the clarifications, guys. Clarification on various doubts related to treatment of secondary or post-sale discounts under the GST. Circular number 251 bar 08 2025 GST dated 12th September 2025 as clarified as follows. What are those? They have given what was the issue, what is the clarification, both. Issue whether the full input tax credit is available to the recipient of supply when the recipients make discounted payments to the supplier of goods on account of financial or commercial credit notes issued by the said supplier. Means they are talking about the second example, guys. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Clarification. Section 16 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017 provides that every registered person shall be entitled to take credit of input tax charged on any supply of goods or services or both which are used or intended to be used in the course or furtherance of business. Sir, we already know this. We have covered it in section 16 of input tax credit chapter. Fine. It has been clarified by circular number 92 bar 11 2019 GST dated 7th March 2019 that the supplier of goods can issue financial or commercial credit note, and in such cases he will not be eligible to reduce his original tax liability. In my example, what is the tax liability of the supplier? 18,000. No change in that. As the transaction value is not allowed to be reduced on account of issuance of financial or commercial credit note, accordingly, the tax charged from the recipient would also not get reduced. So, as supplier is supposed to pay 18,000 tax, obviously he will charge and collect it from the recipient. Now, can recipient claim full credit or only 14,400? Recipient can claim full credit. Okay. Thus, the clarification. This paragraph is important. It is clarified that the recipient will not be required to reverse the input tax credit attributed to the discount provided on the basis of financial or commercial credit note issued by the supplier, as there is no reduction in the original transaction value of the supply, and accordingly the corresponding tax liability would also not get reduced. So in simple, guys, should recipient reduce 3,600 or should he reverse 3,600 credit? No, he is eligible to claim full 18,000 credit, guys. Actually speaking, the supplier is giving 20,000 discount to the recipient. So recipient is supposed to pay how much to the supplier? 80,000. On that, GST actually comes to 14,400. But supplier is liable to pay how much GST? 18,000. Can he charge and collect full 18,000 from the recipient? Yes. Law gives that power to the supplier. Even though 18,000 is actually 18% of 1 lakh, but recipient is paying only 80,000 to the supplier. Can he still charge entire 18,000 to the recipient? Yes, he has that power. So that is why, as supplier is charging a full 18,000 to the recipient and collecting and remitting it to the government, they're allowing the recipient to claim full 18,000 credit. We are not restricting it only to 14,400. We are giving full 18,000 credit to the recipient, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Fine. So this is the ultimate clarification. Guys, see, when you're studying now, when you're watching the videos now, and even when you're studying for the first time, you can go through full issue, clarification, everything. But on the exam day or when you're revising next time, you can just focus on that last paragraph, which I have also underlined. What is the important part? Is that clear? Yes. Let us move to the next one. Issue: whether a post sale discount offered by the manufacturer to its dealer or distributor would be treated as a consideration paid by the manufacturer for a dealer's supply of the same goods to the end customers, as the monetary value of the inducement to supply of goods manufactured by him to the end customer. So, what is this? I have tried to explain it with an example, guys. Listen here. Manufacturer wants to sell his goods to the customer, but he doesn't have direct access for the market. So first he is selling to a dealer or a trader, and in turn dealer will sell it to the customer. Clear? And here we are not considering dealer as an agent and all. Clear? Guys, what if he is an agent and all? We have covered in detail in paragraph 3 of schedule 1. But here in this clarifications, they have not used any word of agent and all, so you need not worry. Okay? Yes. Now, manufacturer is selling his goods for 9,000 to the dealer, and dealer is selling this to the end customer for 10,000. Sir, here actually the MRP of the goods is 10,000. So manufacturer is giving 1,000 discount to the dealer, no sir. Should it be reduced while calculating the value of supply between the manufacturer and dealer? Yes. So what is the value of supply from the manufacturer to the dealer? 9,000. Even though the MRP of the goods is 10,000, manufacturer is selling it to the dealer for 9,000. That means what is the value of supply between the manufacturer and dealer? 9,000. Now, ultimately, dealer is selling these goods to the customer for 10,000. What is the value of supply for this supply? It is 10,000. So there are two independent supplies, guys. We also call it as principal to principal supply here. Is that clear? Yes. So what is the clarification? We will see. Section 2, Clause 31 of CGST Act 2017 defines consideration as to include the monetary value of any act for the inducement of the supply of goods or services, whether by the recipient or by any other person. Okay, inducement means Guys, assume you are told, because sir, you provide me professional services for which I will pay you 1 lakh. So from your side, consideration is 1 lakh. From my side, what is it? I am doing something which is not equal, means which is not in monetary value. But is that also consideration from my side? Yes. Whatever professional services I am providing you, that is also a consideration from my side. Is that clear? So you are paying me 1 lakh for providing the professional services to you. Is that clear? So is there a consideration from both the side? Yes, sir. There is a consideration. And here the confusion was, manufacturer is giving 1,000 discount to dealer because dealer is selling manufacturer goods to the customer. So is it a separate supply? Was a question. I repeat. Manufacturer is giving 1,000 discount to dealer. Why? Because dealer should sell manufacturer goods to the customer. Is it so? So is there a separate supply between manufacturer and dealer for which value is 1,000? Was a question. What is your answer, guys? No, there is no separate supply there. Clear? Why so? Because we are treating this two as two separate sales, guys. Clear? So, and here dealer is not just acting as an agent for the manufacturer. He is buying the goods. All the risk and rewards of these goods is already transferred to the dealer for 9,000. And further he will sell it to the customer. Is that clear? So, is manufacturer giving the discount to the dealer so that dealer will sell manufacturer goods to the customer? So that means there is a separate supply between manufacturer and dealer for 1,000? No, no such things. There is no service element here. It is only a supply of goods, guys. And two independent supplies are there. One is from manufacturer to dealer, the other one is from dealer to customer. And when goods are sold from manufacturer to dealer, all the risk and rewards also is transferred. Clear? Yes. In case in cases where there is no agreement between the manufacturer and the end customer, there are two independent sale transactions. One is from the manufacturer to dealer, and the other one is from the dealer to the end customer. The essence of the matter is that in a contract of sale, the sale is completed on the transfer of title to the goods to the buyer. Once this happens, the buyer becomes the owner of the goods and the seller has no vestige of the title or claim therein. The dealer takes ownership of the goods purchased from the manufacturer and subsequently sells them to the end customer. And the transaction between the manufacturer and dealer operates on principal to principal basis. So, should we treat this as a separate supply and this as a separate supply? Yes, guys. And here, this guy is not acting as an agent. Okay. These discounts are simply given for competitive pricing to push sales and merely reduce the sale price of the goods and are not linked to any independent activity rendered to the manufacturer. So is dealer providing any separate services to the manufacturer for which manufacturer is giving discount? No guys, no such things. Is that clear? Obviously guys, dealer or trader is operating for profit. Can he buy the goods for 10,000 and sell it for 10,000? No. What is he doing then? For what purpose he is doing that? Correct. So obviously any trader or dealer will buy the goods for lower price and sell it at slightly higher price. So that the difference they will make it as profit. Is that clear? So in the industry there was a confusion thinking as manufacturer is giving a discount to the dealer. Is there a separate supply of services between the manufacturer and dealer? No. There is no such separate supply guys. Okay. Therefore, okay, this line is important. Therefore, it is clarified that such discount cannot be included in the consideration as the monetary value of the inducement of further supply of this goods. So, in simple, the value of supply between the manufacturer and dealer is 9,000 and the dealer and customer would be 10,000. Is there a separate supply between the manufacturer and dealer for this sale and all? No. There is only a sale of goods between them. That's all. No other services are involved. Is that clear? So when manufacturer gives discount to the dealer, can we reduce that discount while calculating the value of supply? Yes, we can reduce it. Okay, sir. However, a different story is covered here. However, for this, I have given an example here, guys. However, in cases where the manufacturer has some agreement with an end customer to supply goods at a discounted price, the manufacturer may issue commercial or financial credit note to the dealer, enabling such dealer to provide the goods at the agreed discounted rate to the end customer. Okay. What are they trying to tell here? I have given an example. Please pay attention. Manufacturer has an agreement with an end customer. Okay, with them. So manufacturer straight away has an agreement with customer to supply goods at a discounted price of rupees 9,000. Now manufacturer has agreed to sell the goods to the customer at 9,000. But they are not directly selling it to the customer. They are somewhere. The manufacturer is somewhere in USA or UK. So they cannot come and sell the goods here to the customer. So what they did is they will sell it to the dealer and dealer has to sell to the customer for how much? 9,000. And this 9,000 is a promise made by whom? Manufacturer to the customer. Okay, sir. So you can observe here, I have given manufacturer sold the goods for 9,000 to the dealer. Okay. Now, he is giving a discount of 500. Why? Because he has promised the customer to sell the goods for how much? 9,000. Now, obviously, dealer will not purchase the goods for 9,000 and sell it for 9,000. He is not making any profit. Obviously, he will not agree for it. So, as dealer has purchased the goods for 9,000, now the manufacturer is giving post supply discount. Why, sir? Because he has promised the customer that, hey, I will provide the goods for 9,000. So, what is the net amount dealer has to pay to the manufacturer? 8,500. 8,500. Correct, no, people? I repeat. Assume manufacturer has sold the goods to the dealer for 9,000. But before it is sold to the customer, Manufacturer has an agreement with the customer telling, I will sell my goods to you for 9,000, but not directly through my dealer. Through my dealer. So customer can go and buy from the dealer the goods which are manufactured by the manufacturer but for 9,000. Clear? Now for the dealer to sell the goods to the customer for 9,000, the manufacturer is giving a discount of 500, which we considered as post supply discount. Means already supply is made from manufacturer to dealer for 9,000. Just because now manufacturer has promised the recipient that I will sell the product for 9,000, obviously dealer will not agree to buy at 9,000 and sell at 9,000. So what manufacturer is doing is he is giving a discount of 500 to whom? To dealer. So what is the net purchase price for the dealer? 8,500. And he is ready to sell this to the customer for 9,000. Now the question is, sir, what is the value of supply between manufacturer and dealer? Is it 9,000 or is it 8,500? The clarification is it is 9,000. We will not allow to reduce 500. We will not allow to reduce 500. Same way. Sir, what is the value of supply? For the goods sold by dealer to customer, we will take 9,000 straight away. There is no confusion here. There is no confusion here. The only confusion was here. So they have clarified that discount is not allowed. Discount is not allowed, guys. So what is it? We will see. Therefore, it is clarified that such a post-sale discount given by the manufacturer to the dealer for supplying the goods to the end customer at a discounted rate should be included in the overall consideration as it is an inducement towards the supply of goods by the dealer to the end customer. Should be included means what, people? Sir, should we exclude the discount while calculating the value of supply to the manufacturer? No. So the value of supply for the goods sold by manufacturer to dealer would be 9,000. It would be 9,000. Is that clear? Because it is an inducement for a dealer to sell the goods for 9,000. To whom? To the end customer. And this is as per the agreement which manufacturer had with whom? Customers. So that is why they are not allowing to reduce 500 while calculating the value of supply to the manufacturer, guys. Is that clear? Yes. So please be careful. For this scenario, I have given an example here, whereas for this part, I have given an example here. Please don't get confused. Okay, sir. Let us move to the next one. Issue. Whether a post-sale discount extended by the manufacturer to a dealer can be treated as a consideration in lieu of activities performed to promote the sale of the goods. So what is the clarification? We will see. When dealers receive such post-sale discounts, they may engage in promotional activities to boost sales. However, these activities ultimately enhance the sale of goods that the dealer themselves own, thereby increasing their own revenue. In this context, the discount merely reduces the sale price of the goods and is not linked to any independent service rendered to the manufacturer. Similar to this, guys. Similar to this. So what did manufacturer told us? Dealer, if you sell more than 100 units of my products, I will give you 20% discount. Manufacturer told. Okay, I repeat. Manufacturer told the dealer that if you sell more than 100 units of my product, I will give you 20% discount. I will give you 20% discount. So dealer is doing lot of promotional activities, that this and all, in order to push his sales. So now dealer has sold more than 100 units. In that case, is he eligible to get 20% discount? Yes, he will get it. So if all the conditions given under section 15(3)(b) is satisfied, will we reduce it while calculating the value of supply? Yes, we will reduce it. Yes, we will reduce it. And is there a separate supply between dealer and manufacturer for giving discount? No, sir. There is no separate supply. Only there is a supply of goods. Means the confusion was, as manufacturer is giving discount to the dealer in order to sell more and more, is dealer providing any services to the manufacturer to get that 20% discount was a confusion. The clarification is no, there is no separate supply from the dealer to manufacturer. And here manufacturer is giving discount only for the dealer to push his sales, which in turn will bring more revenue to whom? Dealer and also to the manufacturer. Both of them will increase their sales. Is that clear? So in simple, there is no separate supply of services from dealer to manufacturer here in order to get discount. Is that clear? Yes. Yes. Therefore, it is clarified that the post-sale discounts offered by the manufacturer to the dealers in such cases shall not be treated as consideration for a separate transaction of supply of services. So there is no separate supply of services between the dealer and manufacturer, guys. It is just a normal business activity. Is that clear? So what would be the value of supply to the manufacturer? It would be 9,000. Assume 10% discount is given, so it would be 9,000. Clear? In simple, we need to take the value of supply to the manufacturer after discount. After discount, guys. Okay. Now, however, this is a different scenario. Please pay attention. However, GST would be leviable in cases where a dealer undertakes specific sales promotional activities such as advertising campaigns, co-branding, customization services, special sales drives, exhibition arrangement or customer support services, etc. Only when such services are explicitly stated in the agreement with a clear defined consideration payable for such a supply. Now, this is a different scenario. Please pay attention. Interesting. Now, manufacturer told dealer that I will give you 10% discount provided you do some promotional activities for my goods. You do some promotional activities for my goods, for which I will give you 10% discount. In that case, while calculating the value of supply for the manufacturer, can we reduce the discount? No, because that should be added in the value of supply. Is that clear? I repeat. I will give an example. Assume, guys, manufacturer is Vivo. Is a Vivo, okay, or any other mobile manufacturer. Now, manufacturer told dealer, you display my name board in your place of business, for which I will give you 10% discount. Or you display my products in the top shelf, I will give you 5% discount. So, manufacturer told to promote the products of the manufacturer in dealer's place of business, for which manufacturer would be giving a discount to the dealer. So in that case, guys, is there a supply of services from the dealer to manufacturer? Yes, promotional activities or advertising services. So there is a separate services supplied by whom? Dealer to manufacturer. What is it called as? Advertising services or promotional services, guys. Is that clear? For which the supplier or the manufacturer is giving a discount. So what is it? In such cases, the dealer provides a distinct service to the supplier and accordingly GST would be chargeable. GST would be chargeable, guys. In that case, the value of supply for the manufacturer would be how much? Before discount, we need to take 10,000. We need to take 10,000 or else we can take it two separate supplies. Okay. So now from manufacturer to dealer, 9,000. That is after discount, and dealer to manufacturer separately 1,000 rupees. Clear? So this would be better because it is treated as two separate supply. One is supply of goods, the other one would be supply of services, guys. Supply of service from whom? I repeat, supply of goods from manufacturer to dealer. Whereas supply of services from whom to whom? Dealer to manufacturer. For which manufacturer is giving a discount. The discount amount itself is considered as consideration. Is that clear? Yes. So these are the clarifications with respect to value of supply. Next amendment is with respect to input tax credit, a small amendment, guys. What is it, sir? Guys, under block credit, which is given in section 17, subsection 5, clause D, there in bracket other than plant or machinery was there. Now instead of or, they have made it as and. That's the amendment, small amendment. Instead of or, it has been made as and. Got it? Rest all the provisions remains same. Yes. Next, chapter 10, tax invoice, credit note and debit note. There I have given the summary of various documents. The last two documents, if you remember, it is a credit note and debit note. So there we had a declaration as whenever the supplier issue credit note to the recipient, he has to disclose that information in the return to be filed in the month in which credit note is filed, but not later than 30th November of the next financial year or actual date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. Correct. So credit note details has to be given in GSTR 1 of the month in which credit note is issued, but not later than. Can you give it later also? Yes, but not later than 30th November of next financial year or actual date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. And accordingly, the tax liability of the supplier would be reduced. Means it will be brought down. Yes, sir. And there was one paragraph here that has been amended. They have added one proviso. What is that proviso? Let me read it. This is the amendment part. Provided that the no reduction in output tax liability of the supplier shall be permitted if guys listen here. I had given one example, no? Just a minute. Now you can see. So the what is the tax liability of the supplier after issuing the GST credit note? It comes to 14,400. Provided the recipient has reversed 3,600. Correct? Yes, something connected. Something connected to that we are learning now. Okay. So no reduction will be permitted. No reduction shall be permitted if input tax credit as is attributable to such a credit note if avail has not been reversed by the recipient, where such recipient is the registered person. So if it is a B2B supply, supplier is registered, recipient is registered. In that case, if recipient has claimed full 18,000 credit, then can supplier reduce his tax liability? No. In that case, the tax liability of the supplier would be 18,000. Even though he has issued credit note, still his output tax liability would be 18,000. Now, sir, what if recipient has reversed 3,600? After issuing credit note, the recipient has reversed 3,600. So what is the net credit he has claimed? 14,400. So accordingly, the supplier tax liability also will be reduced to how much? 14,400, guys. Is that clear? So simple. If recipient is registered, the output tax liability of the supplier will get reduced to 14,400 only if recipient has reversed the credit with respect to that discount amount. What is the amount of discount as per my example, guys? 20,000. On that, what is the GST amount? 3,600. So to the extent of 3,600, it has to be reversed by the recipient. Only then the output tax liability of the supplier will get reduced. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Next. Second one. Incidence of tax on such supply has been passed on to any other person in other cases. In other cases means people when the recipient is not registered. Recipient is not registered. Now assume supplier has issued credit note to the recipient, but the recipient is not registered, is unregistered. In that case, if assume supplier has collected from recipient full 18,000 GST, what is the output tax liability of the supplier, guys? 18,000. Sir, supplier has issued credit note to the recipient. It's okay, doesn't matter. If he has collected 18,000 full amount from the recipient, the output tax liability of the supplier will remain as 18,000. Now supplier might take an undue advantage here, thinking anyway recipient is not supposed to claim credit, let me collect full amount from him. Clear? And I will remit only 14,400 to the government. No. You have to remit full 18,000. Now if in case, assume supplier had already collected 18,000 from the recipient GST amount, but later when he gave a discount and credit note, he returned back 3,600. That is 20,000 discount plus GST 3,600, he gave it back. To whom? To the recipient. In that case, what would be the output tax liability of the supplier? In that case, it would be 14,400. Clear? Means they're trying to tell whatever is the GST component with respect to credit note, it will reduce the tax liability of the supplier provided he has not passed on the incidence of tax to the recipient. Means if he has collected full amount, he has to give back 3,600. Only then the supplier can reduce this amount. If he has collected full 18,000, that means he has already passed on the full incidence to the recipient. In that case, what will be the output tax liability of the supplier, guys? 18,000. Got it? Yes. Hello. Got it. Come on, respond. Yes, sir. And this paragraph with respect to the declaration of the information of debit note in GSTR 1 remains same, guys. There is no amendment in that. Is that clear? Yes. And this is connected to whatever example I had already given while explaining the value. No, you can connect to that. Yes. Now, the amendment is in returns chapter. What is it? Guys, in section 38, which talks about GSTR 2A and 2B, which is actually auto-populated, I will just try to explain this. If you remember this chart, which I had covered in the regular class. Now, when supplier supply goods or services to the recipient along with invoice, he will collect GST from the recipient and remit it to the government. Yes, sir. And supplier will file GSTR 1, or if he is following QRMP, he can give the details of outward supply for the first 2 months of the quarter using invoice furnishing facility. And whatever details the supplier will give either in GSTR 1 or using invoice furnishing facility will auto-populate to the recipient in his GSTR 2A as well as 2B. 2B is more important, so let us talk about that. GSTR 2B. It will get auto-populated to the recipient, and recipient has satisfied all these conditions as per section 16, and if credit is not restricted as per section 17, he can claim that credit. That means he can use that input tax against the output tax to be paid. Yes. No. Now, previously in section 38, this GST at 2A or 2B, we used to call it as auto-generated statement, guys. Auto-generated statement, because it used to get auto-populated from the information given by the supplier in GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility. Even now, it get auto-populated. But in real life, there are few instances where we need to make some manual adjustments for credit. So that is why they have made an amendment in section 38 telling remove that word auto-generated. Let it be only a statement. Let it be only a statement. That is the small amendment here, guys. They have just removed the auto-generated part and it is now just a statement. But I repeat again, guys, even now, whatever details which the supplier will give with respect to his outward supply in GSTR 1 or using invoice furnishing facility, it will auto-populate to the recipient in GSTR 2B. But as we are supposed to make few manual adjustment in some special cases in real life, they have tried to remove the word auto-generated here. Auto-generated. Is that clear? So you can just scratch this word. That's all. Rest all remains same, guys. Then the next amendment is with respect to annual return, which is covered in section 44. So the registered suppliers, whoever is filing 1 and 3B, are supposed to file even the annual return GSTR 9 on or before 31st December of the next financial year. But the following people need not file it because there are some special category people. Yes. And there was one exemption given for this annual return, which was already there. This is an existing provision. Let me just read it once. The department of central or state government or local authority whose books of accounts are subject to audit by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is C&AG, or an auditor appointed for auditing the accounts of local authorities under any law for the time being in force, are exempt from the requirement of furnishing an annual return, including self-certified reconciliation statement. So this was an exemption given to few government departments and local authorities, irrespective of their turnover. They need not file their annual return. Yes, but now there is one more exemption given for others, not for government. It is open to anyone based on their turnover. What is it? The commissioner, this is an amendment part, guys. The commissioner, on the recommendation of GST Council, in respect of filing of annual return for the financial year 24-25 onwards, has exempted the registered person whose aggregate turnover in any financial year is up to 2 crore from filing annual return for that said financial year. So this amendment is effective only from 24-25. So from 24-25, in all the financial year, if our aggregate turnover is up to 2 crore, then annual return is not applicable for me. Is that clear? So let me explain with an example. Assume, guys, I am an individual who has registered under GST for my profession. Now, if my turnover is within 2 crore in all the financial year from 24-25 onwards, then annual return is not applicable for me. Sir, what? Assume in financial year 27-28, my aggregate turnover crossed 2 crore. Is annual return applicable for me? Yes. For that year as well as for all subsequent years, annual return is applicable for me. Is that clear? Yes. If in any 1 year, if aggregate turnover is more than 2 crore, from then the annual return would be applicable, guys. Is that clear? Yes. So this is an amendment part. Yes, students. So these are all the amendments applicable for May or June 2026 examination. I have tried my best to cover all the amendments along with detailed explanation. Hope it was useful for you. Do like and give a comment about your opinion. And also, don't forget to share it with your friends, guys. And now coming to our regular classes, if in case you need any detailed understanding of any chapter, concepts or provision, do check out our tax recorded classes, which is completely a new recording in which I have completely explained each and every provision, topic, chapter in detail, and I have covered maximum questions on each and every chapter, guys. And also one added advantage in our tax recorded classes is for each and every chapter for both direct tax as well as indirect tax, I have included lot of multiple choice question for self practice as MCQ quiz, so that it will help the students to self test whether whatever they have studied and understood is it right or wrong. And I have provided all these MCQs along with the explanation, so that once you attend this quiz and submit it, you will also understand what is the answer and why is it. So do check out our regular classes and also do share it with your friends, guys, because you are the only way through which I can reach more and more students. So all the very best from my side. Do well. Don't forget to share your results once you get it. I know you will definitely score exemption in taxation. Take care, guys.